Dear friends, we are discussing about the amazing concept called NLP. Let us not even use all these jargons of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, all this. Let's drop all these jargons and look at some of the common sense principles we have been discussing. That's why I'm telling you, let us not complicate the concept. It's very simple. In the last episode, we discussed about the fact that there is always a strong link between the mind and the body. Isn't it true? I also mentioned about personality development. The personality is how you present yourself outside to the world. The first impression, even before you start speaking, impressions are formed. That's why I said personality development is about how you present yourself. Now the question is, why NLP? NLP is the study of human excellence. It's your ability to be your best more often. It's the study of human excellence. This is what Richard Bandler and John Grinder did. They started observing the successful people. And they were wanting to know why they are successful. And the research led them to certain presuppositions and interventions, which we're going to discuss a little while from now. Excellent, if you use this word excellent, studying excellence. There are people who impress you. In fact, I'm so lucky that in my career of nearly 40 years, I had certain leaders in the industry who shaped me who I am today. Some managing directors, presidents, vice president of organizations. I admired them. And a person need not be occupying a high position in order to be excellent. You can see excellent people even among ordinary people. And when you start noticing these tricks of excellence, talk to them to understand why are they like that. Let me give you two examples in this episode. Way back, nearly 12 years, 13 years back, one student who was my wife's student, he scored state first in the 10th standard board exam. And I was quite amazed. I was quite happy to meet that student. That was just after I came back after my master's practitioner's program in NLP. So I wanted to know what was his strategy in his mind. I asked him a few questions regarding the way he tackles the exam, and I was stunned about the program. He was not aware of it. He may not be aware of it that he had such a program, but I was able to understand. I took him to my school where I asked my school final students to ask him a few questions. And the question they asked and the answers that he gave made me to get convinced that he had an excellent program, a mental program. One question was, one student asked, when you have a question paper, in a school exam, there are 1 mark questions, 2 mark questions, 3 mark questions, 5, 10, depending on the board. The question was, when you take a question paper, will you handle the 1 mark question first or 10 mark question first? And I was wanting to know what the answer he was going to give. And this chap said, when I take the question paper, My mind does not distinguish between a 1 mark question, a 3 mark question, a 5 mark question, and 10 mark questions. And what he said immediately after this was very interesting. He said, if I distinguish between 1 mark and 10 marks, I can get only 99 marks out of 100 and not 100 out of 100. Look at this. At least I remember when I was a schoolboy, I used to take the 10-mark questions, which is very easy to me, couple of them, 2, 3 of them, and then 5 and 2, and then ensure that pass, and then whatever I get is bonus. That is the mindset. Look at this mindset. The second question was interesting. One student asked, when you handle a paper, if it is a 3-hour duration exam, if you finish it in 2.5 hours, what will you do? And he said, I will use the entire 3 hours and use it for revision and all that, because if I leave the exam in half an hour before the time is over, I would not have used that half an hour. He said, I will get several 30 minutes in my life, but not that 30 minutes. Now this is what I call as excellence. And the boy also said 1 or 2 more very interesting things, which we will discuss it in the next episode. See you tomorrow.